So today, what we're doing is continuing on with our EPP pattern. So in the last tutorial, link right around here, we took these acrylic templates and we created EPP pattern pieces from them. I am currently working on Delilah Quilt by Jen Kingwell. This is a block of the month type layout that we're doing, and this month she did suggest hand sewing the pieces together using these acrylic templates. The problem is I don't really know how to hand sew. I hand quilt, I can sew English pattern pieces together all day long, but I don't know how to sew two pieces of fabric together by hand. So I converted the pattern to something I am more familiar with, which is English pattern piecing, English paper piecing, English paper piecing. We're good. So I am starting today with all of my pretties, all my pretty little pieces. These are all paper pieces that have been wrapped, they're marked, I have my pattern. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take them from these things and sew them together into this. Here is our end result. This is what you're going to end up with, and these are what you are starting out with. So follow along to see how to create this. We're going to start with our pattern pieces that are all prepped and wrapped with fabric. Some thread. This thread is Superior Thread. I bought it off of Amazon. I'll put a link below. Clover clips, also off of Amazon. Link below. Thread Heaven if you decide you need this. A leather thimble. Some scissors. And that's it. Oh, and your needles. Let me show you my needles. And these needles. I use Gold Eye embroidery needles, numbers 9 through 3. Any number really, just depending on my mood. Today I am using a very small needle because I'm working with very small pieces and it just works for me. Honestly, this is going to be trial and error on your part. So let's get started. To begin, you're going to want to get some thread. I take about, what is this? About 20 inches. I mean, really, I just kind of spread it about 20 inches of thread. Clip it. You're going to take it and you're going to thread it through your needle. If you need a needle minder, make sure you use that. If your thread is fraying a little bit, you can also use the Thread Heaven conditioner. That will help it. If you have a noisy neighbor doing who knows what out there, I have no idea what they're doing. Sounds fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrap it around. I double my thread so I have a nice secure stitch. Pull it down. Okay. I wear my leather thimble on my middle finger because that's what I end up pushing through all the time. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to here. And I'll also attach this to here. And that's what I'll be showing you. So we know we want it to go like this, so we just fold it over. And let's line up our corners. You're going to want to try to ignore, you have a flap here. See that? You're going to want to ignore that and make sure you line up the corner of the piece with the corner of this piece. See that? Once you have it lined up, just clip it. Probably one clip, or maybe 2 clips. So when we start our stitches, we want to do a nice secure knot on there. So we're going to start at the corner, push it through, pull it all the way out, okay? I like to go towards me when I sew. If you feel more comfortable going away from you, feel free to do that. If you have no preference or you're just starting out, try them both. So what I do is I actually push this through, and then I have my little loop here, and I loop through like that. And then I will just continue on along this line. And I just do one line at a time. At the beginning of every seam, which this would be my seam. So at the beginning, I'll do a lock knot, and at the end, I'll do a lock knot. Even if I'm not cutting my thread, so I'll show you, I can continue, I'll be able to add the next piece on without cutting my thread. but I still will lock my stitches in, because those corners can get a lot of abuse as you continue adding more pieces on, and especially when you're removing the paper pieces, you want them to be nice and secure. Do our lock knot at the end, tighten it, and there we go, there's that. So now we're going to attach this piece. Wait, no, not that piece. This one. Make sure you're following your pattern. My pattern is Delilah by Jen Kingwell. See what I said? I don't have to trim my thread because I'm ending on the other seam where I'm beginning on this seam. So I'm going to just pull it through once, and then I'll pull it through again, and this time I will lock it like that, and then I'll just continue along the seam. If you find yourself going through the paper, try to avoid that. I do I sew my fabric down around the edges a little tight, so I do end up going through the paper sometimes. It's not a problem, it's just whenever I remove the paper, I have to be extra gentle. And I actually find that since I reuse my paper pattern pieces, when I use them on the next block, they won't be perfectly straight on the edges anymore. They'll have, like, you know, tiny divots from where my needle just either poked through it or rubbed against it. And that actually makes doing this on the remaining blocks much easier, because now they already have little notches for your needle to just find their way there. So you don't need to create new pattern pieces for every single block if you're doing the same design. I can definitely get 4 blocks. I can reuse them 4 times for sure. I haven't tried more than that. The only problem you're going to come to is when you remove the pattern pieces, they bend, obviously, and if you end up bending them too many times, you're going to have a really difficult time getting them to lay flat. Okay, so at the end, I'm also going to lock it. You can see I'm running low on thread here. A nice lock. And there we go. And that's how you put them together. You don't have to worry about pressing them yet. You'll press it after you remove all of your pieces at the very end. But there you go, and that's how you can make some pretty great designs. Let me show you some other ones I've done. So here are some other EPP patterns I've done. You can see this one, I took all the paper out, and so here's another EPP pattern I've completed. You can see these were the shapes around, and this, you can do pretty large shapes too. This was one piece of paper, one piece of fabric. And what's great about EPP is you can do some great fussy cutting like I did here. And you can see all of the pattern pieces were removed. I still need to press out some of these edges, but There's that. Here's one where the pattern pieces are still in place. See, they're all in here. I do love these designs, but it's so much fun what you can create using EPP. Here's another one I did where I did kind of love counterclockwise. My little panda in the middle. Also, this one still has the paper in it. You can see these are paper pieces that I purchased. I haven't taken them out yet because I plan on keeping them and reusing them, and I don't have a place to put them yet. So, there you go. So I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you stay tuned for the rest of the videos. Please give me a like. Please subscribe if you want to see what comes next. I really, really appreciate you visiting my channel today. This is brand new. This is difficult to talk to a camera, but I'm excited to share everything I know with you. I do believe that what I know how to do, you can know how to do for free. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if there's other things you want to see how to do. Let me know if there's anything you need explained better, shot differently. Let me know. Thanks for watching.